Game start, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't start it, so I can't speak to that. Oh man, the lag. I'm not used to lagging these days since I host almost every single game I play. That's unfortunate.
Low levels of silicon found.
We're just looking for the standard stuff right now. We haven't found anything of interest yet. Once again, guys, for the people who's showing up a bit late here, I'm out of it today. I'm mega tired. So it's going to be a bit of a, well, let's just go with it and see what we can make work. Figure the rest out later. Map's not being very particularly forgiving. There we go. Plenty of aluminum bought up. We're all secured for our upgrade. There's aluminum up here. There's probably a little more aluminum around the map, like this one here. Hopefully we'll be able to take some of it. Oh, there's more down here even. That's really great aluminum tile that's about to get taken. Yep. And we might be founded in a terrible spot, but the map was huge. I should have kept that in mind. The fact that we had a huge map and only 6 people lets you get away with checking around a bit more. Which is why you set the map size to the appropriate number of people. It's important. Thankfully, we do have steel streaming in, and hopefully we won't be too far off of our upgrade. At which point we'll just take probably, maybe even just this aluminum here. Let's see where all I can take tiles. Yeah, that's all iron. There is some water nearby, which is what I was going to be relying on.
I've never seen such elegant use of funding.
I'll go for that one, sure. Why not? And then we'll just claim a couple water tiles that everybody else probably doesn't want. And even just throw down reactors on them, maybe. Like on a huge map with resources this spread out, fuel's probably going to be a bit more valuable. Can be the guess. Oh man, are those going to beat me? Those are going to beat me. There's no point in even trying. Okay, fine. Cancel this. Throw it there instead. Let's see. Reactors. I mean, it might be better to start as water pumps and move into reactors. I'm really not sure. Well, let's do that. Let's start buying glass. The reactors hopefully will follow through the way I'm hoping. This guy's already just making a ton of food, which is odd, to say the least. He's going to have an interesting time upgrading unless that actually goes somewhere. But he might be able to pull it off. It can work, that's for sure. The geotherm, it's still okay. I mean, 14,000, we can pay 14,000. It is pretty far away, which is the downside to it. I don't know exactly how high I can push this guy, so I'll just let it go in this case, because we're off in our corner of the map. And I'm not really sure about that. Glass is way over here, which makes it basically unusable. Okay. Well, the reactors are down. Getting started. Chugging away. Let's see if we can grab up more glass for ourselves before steel bottoms out. Actually, steel, like nobody's really making steel besides us right now. Which is kind of awkward given we're up against a guy who's on level 2 expansive. He seems to be taking a lot of... He took this aluminum and then a water pump here. I guess that works. These are finally online. Everything feels kind of sluggish to me right now. Like, the game speed's set to normal. Why does everything feel sluggish? Is it just because I feel sluggish? Or is the game actually being sluggish, I wonder? Grab a claim. We can use this to round out our reactor trio, hopefully. I don't want to sell more steel right now, because I'm not seeing steel production, generally. Which means, hopefully, the expansives will need to consume steel. And I'll be okay. So instead, I'm just going to sit on the 40 glass. I have that little aluminum trickle coming in. And I have steel flying in, so hopefully I'll be able to just kind of push for an upgrade. I didn't start, though, because I wasn't hosting this particular game. I may have already explained that. I don't know. I just glanced over at chat again and saw, why did you start? Well, yeah, water pumps would have done a fairly good job, but I still would have had to convert them later. So I'm not sure I'm too worried about it. Obviously, we'll need power before long. But because we were off to a quick start, I figured we could delay power till HQ level 3 and probably still be okay. Geotherms would be kind of nice, given all this steel we have. And the fact that we're scientific, we can resist the black market mutinies fairly effectively. One of these guys, geotherms, is not protected. No idea which one, but it's kind of tempting to go after one of them with a mutiny. We can sell down some fuel, maybe. Nope. It worked for the time being. That at least keeps us from accruing too much debt right now, which is nice. We'll go ahead and upgrade. Okay, he took it back. At least we cost him some money, so that's fine. Do we take 2 geotherms as scientific? Can I afford that? Nah, we can try. See if we can make it work. Food's doing nicely. Water's okay. We could just move into an engineering lab even and see if we can power through on that by beefing up something like our fuel production. Hopefully fuel will keep rising. I don't know if other people are moving into reactors at all or things like that, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. We could also consider trying to get into glass furnaces, but I don't see that going particularly well. I guess another option is to do something like throw down an engineering lab and then try to make the move to glass furnaces at the next HQ level. It could work. It's a little awkward, but it could work. Sell off a bunch of this stuff here. Go ahead and get these down. Yeah. Claim, fight over it, whatever. 24,000 for the claim for the weakened expansive player who has no debt, basically. So, I mean, he'll be able to pay that off fairly effectively with his one little power generation geotherm plant there. But, yeah, it's still kind of awkward. Interesting that food is staying as high as it is. Given, I mean, we do have 6 colonies down, but only 2 are I don't know. They're not expanding all that quickly. So it's interesting that food is managing to stay so high. Is basically my complete point. This guy, unfortunately, has gone and moved into electrolysis, which basically ruins our game plan. And we have to do what we can to shut him down. We can take, I guess we'll roll the dice on shutting them down. No, we won't. We'll just hit him here. And try and make that work because we have to. Oh, this guy does have steel down, but it's way up here. Why in the world? Whatever. There you go. Don't move into my market, please, in the future. Let's beef up glass production. And we'll start looking for an upgrade before too long, I think. Grab up enough glass for that. I could also grab more if I want to plan on moving into farms. But I'm already planning on moving into glass, so I'm kind of hoping I'll be okay. Only a little steel production down here. That's not enough to actually get anything done. Whereas here, we've got 3 steel mills, but they're positioned so far away from his base. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. I mean, it's nice for us because it costs more fuel, but the fact that this guy got in fuel is kind of a pain. This guy is really just sitting on his money, isn't he? He's got almost 50,000 saved up. I'm going to have to watch out for him if he plans on actually just sitting on farms until he can buy somebody, because I can see that happening. And it might work. That's very careful. That's very much something we're going to have to watch out for. Okay, we've got glass upgrading again. Let's go ahead and upgrade. Move into these furnaces that I wanted. And then after that, we might just use the glass initially to make a food transition. And see what we can do from there. Okay. Plenty of glass coming in, plenty of aluminum coming in, plenty of steel coming in. It's good to secure those upgrades. Power is still nice and high, which is going to hurt this guy significantly in terms of his stock price, hopefully, before long. Obviously, farms don't consume that much power. Well, actually, they're so low on power consumption now, it's not going to hurt him that badly. Most of his cost is going to come from nowhere, which is why he can get away with doing this, and it might actually work out for him. Okay, let's upgrade. We could upgrade glass production again for the time being. Get it up to like 100%. Okay. We still have one more claim. Let's go ahead and do this. Scrap out of all those. Get into plenty of food production. He's halfway to buying us right now, which is something to watch out for. Okay, he expanded. How much did he spend on that? Not a lot. He didn't really spend a lot on that, and people keep shutting him down, which is good, because we don't have to waste time shutting him down. Now, going to have to watch Silicon closely. But hopefully we'll be alright. I'm going to go ahead and grab up a goon squad and protect our engineering lab, which I find to be quite important. Obviously, steel is still doing fantastically. Most of this cost is in power. It's actually making a huge amount of money at the moment. That geotherm is so far away, but it won't be so far away forever. if I can manage to do what I want to do. Okay, CubeSync really wants it. Man, I guess he really doesn't have much debt, so maybe he can get away with this because he's managing to work with the power he already has. But man, that is so far away. It is so vulnerable to doing something like getting blown up. Okay, food came down in price. That's also part of why, maybe. The fact that maybe he just wasn't selling food for a long time. We can still make this transition just fine, I think, but I really do kind of want to shut these down if I can pull it off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, though. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Let's upgrade. Alright, glass is still doing fine, but let's upgrade this food production. Obviously, this has to get water sent out to it, but hopefully that's fine. Not that big a deal. These are all running just fine, making plenty of money. Alright, what are we sitting on? About 52,000, as opposed to this guy's about 80,000 or so. Could also try going after King Morgan. These guys all have large amounts of power down, which is understandable. And maybe a move I should have made. Power's just so expensive now, though, with Silicon having been driven quite high. I don't know if I want to go ahead and try and make that transition now. And I was a little bit skeptical about it in the first place. I didn't expect power to stay so high so effectively, and we already have 2 geotherms down. Which is part of why I just kind of stuck to the game plan I was working with in the first place. Alright, he does get hit very hard. We have another mutiny to grab up. We'll go ahead and take it and use it. Why can't I mutiny this? Okay, because lag. It's the answer to the question. Because lag. Can I mutiny this? Nope, it's defended. Well, it's worth a shot. Sell down a bunch of stuff. Who's buying people? Bullfighter is buying people? Okay. That's fine. He's doing a reasonable job of it, too. I'm just hoping we can fight back. Alright, how's our glass production doing? Probably not so hot at this point, yeah. Even after all those upgrades, not so hot, because glass just comes down so fast. Upgrade food again, to keep our food strong. And what else can I actually make? I could try making chems. I could move back into reactors. These things are both options. I still need so much more money to actually finish him off. These are still doing okay. Steel's doing okay. Like, nothing's great right now. Some things are just kind of usable. He's actually moved into farms as well. Is everybody out of reactors? We don't have to be out of reactors. We can move these back into reactors, but they're doing all right because of the massive bonuses they have, but still, they're doing all right.
The black market is online.
Okay, push for another one. Hopefully we'll be all right in the process of doing this. These are still making some money, but really not much. I'm going to have to move them shortly. Yep, there we go. They're going to be losing money at this point. Let's move into those reactors. Obviously, water is kind of a concern with its current price. But these are the tiles we have, and we have to try and make use of them. Let's go ahead and upgrade chem production in the hopes that we'll move into that eventually. Now attack would be kind of cool. Let's go after it.
12,000, 14,000, 18,000.
Don't need it though, so I think we'll let it go for 18,000 to the guy who's basically dead anyways, so that's fine. A little bit of silicon left over. Alright, sell that off. Hopefully this is all fine. How many do we have? We have a fair amount in resources. I guess we got a food shipment in. We'll just keep relying on this food shipping. Okay, he just sold a lot of food. We could even consider having moved our food into reactors instead, but I thought it was better to go ahead and leave food online because we've spent so much time upgrading it and it's still pretty good. Now, silicon came way down. I imagine people are messing with prices a lot right now. So we could have maybe stayed in the glass production, but another option is just to move our steel into it once it's not making such good money later on. Well, that's very nice for you. You got the purchase done. You still have problems, man. Just to put it that way. Let's put it that way. You still have problems. How much am I sitting on? Oh, come on, Future Commerce. Why you gotta be that way? Now it's gonna cost me so much to finish this off. Like, man, it protects him and keeps me from just going through and winning the game, but still. Yeah. I should have just upgraded fuel earlier. Food not doing so hot anymore. This definitely almost, well, I mean, it's still okay. We're just making so much food is the thing. Okay. Where do you have actual income? This is going to cost you money, which is great. This is kind of okay. You don't have any reactors down. You don't have a whole lot, actually, at all.
Colony expanded.
Let's see. Is this losing money yet? Yeah, turn this off. Okay. What am I sitting on? About 30,000 or so, 36,000. We just gotta hope that our reactors can carry us on through. Fuel did go up eventually. It just took longer than I was expecting was all. Okay, he's moving into reactors as well. He's actually gonna have better reactors than I do shortly. So guess what? We'll go ahead and grab up probably a power surge to help fix that situation. I'm gonna scrap out of this and go ahead and move into glass again because I've upgraded it so much it should be better. See, this food is still fine because it's just food. It doesn't cost me water. The reactors are still okay, even though they cost me water because fuel's just so darn good. What am I sitting on? Still only 37,000, probably mostly because of the glass transition I made costing me money. Hopefully, I'll make that back before long. 39,000, we need 57. Obviously, if Future Commerce hadn't made that purchase, we'd have plenty to go ahead and finish it off. But Future Commerce is also sitting on, like, everybody is just sitting on large stockpiles of money right now. Kind of waiting for me to make this purchase, probably, and then they'll try and buy into me fairly shortly afterward. Let's upgrade our water production, actually, and just get into that, if we can. People throw down all kinds of water so far. Okay, 110 is going after somebody else. That's good. Future Commerce is still a bit of a concern, because we're going to hand him a significant amount of money with this, but hopefully we'll still be okay. Glass is doing all right still. Fuel's doing all right still, mostly because we've upgraded them. Let's go ahead and do this water thing I was talking about. There we go. Costs some money, but hopefully not too much to kill me. 52,000 out of the 56 we require. After this, we have to basically put all of our resources into buying ourselves, but thankfully, other people are going after cube sinks, so with any luck, we'll be all right.
6,000.
Glass still going strong. Doing exactly what we need it to. Fuel not going as strong anymore. Thankfully, we've got the water started. Hopefully, it'll carry us through.
12,000. 16.
I don't even know if I want to push for this too much. I just want it to kind of go away, honestly. This is such a strange little game. People not playing it all the way I'm accustomed to, which is good in its own way. Like, it's good to see different kinds of playstyles popping out, but I think it also doesn't hurt that for some reason Carbon's price is up at $100 at the moment. This guy's really making electronics. Is that worth right now? No. That explains a lot. Okay. 56,000. We pushed to it. We've got it locked up. Whoa, our stock price dipped so far at that. That was insane. Hopefully it recovers back up to what it was at least. That'd be kind of ridiculous if it didn't, but thankfully we have water coming in now. We have all kinds of water coming in now. Sheesh. And hopefully we'll be okay to finish up this game. Now, we can go ahead and scrap out of the fuel. This is one advantage of tanking fuel that we had kind of planned on. Oh, man. Come on. Sell enough that we can keep this up. Yeah, our stock price doesn't look like it even rebounded to what it was before all this. Oh, something to consider. Whatever. I'll fix it later. Obviously, I don't want to pay the carbon price of my chems, right? Because carbon's kind of expensive. I could move into carbon scrubbing. Probably helpful this game. Stop those. We'll move them into steel. Nope, I just scrapped a chem lab. Okay, get the steel down first because it's going to be a bit cheaper. This lag is kind of frustrating. Then we'll try and make the chems work. I was hoping fuel would keep its price a little better than it looks like it's going to. But tell you what we can do is just move some of this water, since we don't need this much water, into fuel as well. We'll be making all kinds of fuel over here. These, I guess they can stay fuel for now. Go ahead and upgrade our chem production. How are the chems looking once we've got everything set up here? Hopefully all right. We have silicon coming in now, which is just fine. Because obviously we acquired 2 people with that. Now 110 is halfway to buying us, which is a bit of a concern. How are either of these two doing? Like, he has the most money. Future Commerce doesn't have almost anything. QC Sync's got some stuff. But I'm really thinking that all I need to do at this point, and what I need to do at this point, is just buy into myself. Try and keep myself alive. Am I really still burning fuel through all these upgraded reactors? Yeah, I guess I just have massive numbers of blimps, don't I? Wow, that's quite impressive. I'm still managing to spend fuel with these chem labs through 7 total reactors that are all upgraded as well. That's just darn impressive is what that is. Let's get out of these, move back into farms. Should be all right. Go ahead and turn this one back on. Yep, water's down to nothing. That's fine. We'll just sit on our nice water stockpile and keep buying into ourselves. Hopefully we'll be able to upgrade before too long. I would like to be able to take some carbon quarries oh, never mind. Well, carbon's well on its way down. I do need some more power at some point, though. Like, I didn't get this like I was kind of hoping to out of CubeSync. Oh, we have glass furnaces over here. Let's turn those on. Turn the farms on. Sheesh. I understand why they were turned off, because farms were probably bad when I acquired them, but man, they don't need to be turned off anymore. Okay. Keep upgrading our chem production, which is quite strong this game. I'd love to push to an upgrade, but I'm also quite worried about acquiring my own stock. But I don't think I have to be anymore. Everybody else is so busy fighting each other. I'm just going to try and sit in my corner and tear on through. Whoa, that fuel cost!
Such elegant use of funding.
Alright, sure, let's get down another steel mill. Why not? Silicon, sure. Yeah, silicon sounds good. Let's get down a patent lab over here. And maybe another engineering lab, maybe not. I don't know if I really need it. Where was this? It's not next to my silicon. I don't even know where my silicon is. Okay, it's down here. So I won't worry about it too much. Let these guys fight over it. That should be fine. Okay, what else do we have? Reactors there. Steel here on top of this water, which is just, whatever. I guess I could move it into more reactors. I'm just, oh man. That's so dumb. That's so dumb how many reactors I can potentially have on this map. Now I'm making 20 food a second, which is probably way too much. So I think I am going to maybe move these into reactors. Steel is strong, but iron isn't. And so I can't really afford to be shipping all this iron out this way. Oh, you know what else I could do? Let's just, instead of making them reactors, let's just make them solar panels right now. I have 3 more claims to go ahead and use. We can get down maybe another chem lab. That should be fine. And I'm wanting to send fuel eventually off-world. That's kind of like the long-term game plan. I could get down a little more steel production. It should be okay. Even with iron's price right now. We can even upgrade steel production some. Yeah, no wonder I'm making so much food. Sheesh. Okay. Let's get out of these. Move them into electronics production. Actually, no. One of them can just turn into an off-world. No, cancel it. Come on. Work with me here, game. An off-world there. Was somebody partway to buying us? Hold on. Yeah, 110 is still sitting on a ridiculous amount of money over here. He's got electronics factories. He's got some power. He has a patent lab down that he's probably been using for stuff that I could use, like carbon scrubbing. Nope, he hasn't gotten carbon scrubbing yet. Let's go for it. Then thinking machines. Okay, CubeSync managed to acquire future commerce. He apparently pulled himself out of whatever hole he started in purely based on fuel production. That is impressive.
Your stock is being...
Well, I was correct about people consuming ridiculous amounts of fuel, interestingly enough. I'm hoping I can survive here, because I'm kind of in a bit of trouble. Let me get that last little bit. No! Ah, the button was there. Okay. 110, I guess, is who I have to go after. Thankfully, he's not on too much production. Hopefully, we'll be okay. Let's upgrade electronics. I'm already headed for carbon scrubbing. Let's make sure the patent lab... Actually, no. Let's make sure the off-world is defended. Don't be ridiculous about this. Just defend the off-world. It's the most important part. Get down some more electronics here. Hopefully that's all right. The off-world's online. Fuel's mega cheap. Let's go ahead and send. Okay, these don't need to be fuel anymore. We can even make them more power if we want to. We can make them electronics if we want to. I'm thinking power for the time being. We'll figure the rest out later. Okay, those aren't mine. That's why they're off. That's fine. Silicon's ridiculous. The glass is almost certainly losing me money at this point. Yep. That's fine. Chem should still be relatively okay. We can work to another off-world. Probably a good idea. I need more claims, though, so I'll need to scrap something to put it down. We can scrap maybe this guy. Or, nah. There's nothing I really want to scrap. I'd rather just upgrade, frankly, and get more claims. Like, upgrade's pretty cheap for me right now. That one was 2,000 plus whatever resources I had on hand. Probably a fair amount of steel, but still.
The
Should be
black
worthwhile.
market is online.
Put that down there. Surplus on the electronics. That's not really what you want to see. And everything else, why don't we just get some stupid carbon production going? Like, shoot. If carbon's going to stay insane, why don't we just collect some?
Look at all the money.
Off-world shipment launched. Look at all the money. Yep, yep, yep. Keep going with that. 110 actually has an off-world down. What happens if I try and blow it up?
We're not surprised.
Nothing good yet.
Just
Okay, that's fine.
disappointed in you.
How are the chems doing? Costing me too much money yet? Nope. Not even a little bit. Steel is still all just fine. Because steel is super important and amazing. Okay. The aluminum's okay. We obviously have a fair amount of aluminum coming in. We probably want to kill off 110 and move to cube sync. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult to accomplish in a lot of ways, so we're going to have to watch cube sync and where he's actually managing to make money. Let's go ahead and just freeze out his engineering labs. That should help a bit. Looks like a lot of people moved away from the reactors. So let's keep beefing up that fuel production, because we're going to need a lot of fuel. We can even keep upgrading steel production too. I'm almost tempted to throw down another engineering lab if I can find a spot to put it, like down here. We can put an oh, why don't we just put iron mines here? Shoot. Figure out the engineering lab later. Just go with the iron mines for now. Okay, keep sending fuel, because fuel is the only valid thing to send. Fuel should stay quite expensive this game. Let's get out of this power right here and go ahead and move it into that quite important fuel. Hopefully we'll be all right. Let's see, we're sitting on about 300,000.
Shipment
We need about 608 to finish him off, and then we have to watch out for CubeSync afterward, because we're going to hand CubeSync all kinds of money if we do that.
Online.
Come on, keep sending for me. Keep sending for me. The chems are almost certainly losing money at this point. Yep. And this food, I think, should definitely go ahead and turn into reactors. Patent Lab went ahead and finished up thinking machines for me. That's fantastic. We also got carbon scrubbing already. Let's head for slant drilling. That sounds kind of important. Okay, we've got a nice little electronics short run in. Thankfully, we can make electronics fairly effectively without too much trouble. Just keep sending on these off-worlds. We've got 2 of them up and running. We'll see if we can get another one going. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile, but we can maybe try. Okay, CubeSync's not sitting on a lot of money. Nobody's really sitting on a lot of money. Okay, can we get an upgrade, actually? I think an upgrade would be a bit more valuable than spending the resources on an off-world. Because if we upgrade... Man, this lag. Okay. We can just get down all that electronics right there. Electronics is really, really strong right now. We can upgrade electronics to keep it strong
Look at all the money.
for a while. Fuel's still really, really good, obviously. Fuel might be better to upgrade initially than electronics. Like, we knew fuel was going to be powerful. We just need to use that fact. Goodbye. All your stuff. Iron's doing well. Glass is doing well, and we could move back into glass fairly easily, but...
Look at all
Whoa.
the money.
Look at this guy and all his money right now. He's got all kinds of cash. Just sitting around. I don't even know what he's up to in the patent lab there. We might want to figure that out eventually. The iron's doing well for now. Obviously, we'll want to move stuff around before too long. We will just go ahead and take this by, I think. Just give it to me. Thank you. And I don't think CubeSync was close enough to us that that's going to cause us a problem. Frankly, I think we're totally fine based on that. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, fuel fully upgraded. There it is. Excellent. Making about $700 a second on that fuel. That's just fine by me. These I turned off. I never changed them into anything else. They're still, I can actually still use them, is the sad part, to make money right now if I want to. But I think I could use them better if they were glass furnaces. So that's just what we're going to do. We're going to pop down some glass furnaces.
Offworld
Keep
shipment
selling out.
Look at all the money.
And we'll just go ahead and finish up CubeSync before long. 180,000 is what that said. To throw down an off-world right now. That steel cost, I tell you. Did these guys just never make steel all game? Because that's kind of what it seems like, is they literally just never made steel. And so what happened was, the reason they've both, that this guy in particular, CubeSync, is completely stalled out.
All the money.
Okay, the reason both of them stalled out is because their base resource got so insanely expensive and got driven up so high in price, and they did nothing to correct the situation, right? For CubeSync, it was steel, and for 110, it was carbon, but it's still the same basic principle of the things just got too
Offworld
expensive,
shipment launch.
and they couldn't use them
All
anymore.
the money.
Come on, keep sending on the off-worlds. It's where a lot of our money's coming from. Let's get up a couple more. Okay, obviously we're making plenty of fuel at this point, right? We could probably have left the chem labs down and still been okay, but look at this glass income. Look at it. 600 second, like the engineering lab. As long as there's enough consumption to go along with it, the engineering lab can do silly, silly things for you. Okay, the electron... Oh, we got enough. There we go. There we go, lag. Hey, people showed up. We're up to 20 now. Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out resources that game. That was a weird game, guys. That was a weird game. I feel like CubeSync was not consistently sitting on his Offworld if he only got one send-off, and I didn't do too much to shut it down. So that would entirely be his deal. He also bought 141,000 in steel that game. That is so much. Falcon hit. Yes, it was, because even though the on-world price was so high, the off-world price was so higher. The off-world price on fuel, I don't know if people caught it, was 670. So, yeah, it was worth it. So I think it was like $674 per fuel off-world. Yeah, exactly. 250 is nowhere near 670, so it was totally worthwhile. Even when you add in that extra 20 fuel cost for sending and that extra 20 aluminum cost, it was still well worth the money. Because as we can see, I made $471,000 selling off-world, so that was pretty fantastic. Made plenty of money off of that. Only built 2 off-worlds. Built them fairly early on before steel got too ridiculous in price. As you can see, I bought and sold large amounts of steel that game. That was pretty fantastic. Chems, I sold a large amount of. Glass, I sold a lot of. Look, guys, I sold quite a bit of stuff across the board. Food did just fine. Now, Bullfighter had this interesting strategy going where he just sat on one resource and made it from the beginning of the game, that food resource, which is quite valuable. And it was a nice idea. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about doing that. If you're going to do that, you have to, when you go for a buyout on somebody, protect yourself. Because what ended up happening to him was I just let him basically buy someone for me, and then I bought him. And it was that straightforward. It's like, okay, well, you attacked him, so I'm just going to stab you in the back. Oh, look, I have half the game now, and so I've basically already won, as long as I can hold on across the next 3 minutes while I consolidate all of this, right? That's more or less what it came down to. And I was trying to be careful and like watching people's cash at any given point to make sure they couldn't finish me off, but it was just pretty... It's really, really risky in its own way. If he had done it a bit better, it might have panned out very well for him, because obviously he sold a ridiculous amount of food, right? Because he can. But it didn't quite pan out for him for the duration of the game. And plus, when you've got all your eggs in one basket like that, if somebody gets in your way, you're just dead. And that kind of happened eventually with him, where what happened was I got into food as well, and then he got forced to start making transitions on very low tile counts with very high steel costs, and he couldn't quite do it and keep it up. CubeSync did a good job selling kind of across the board. He got off to a bit of a slow start, so he was never really a threat that game, but he did manage to claw his way back in relatively well. 110 made all kinds of money selling carbon, so I have to feel like, yeah, Future Commerce was buying up all kinds of carbon, and so that gave 110 a lot of money to work with his own carbon. And that's where most of his money came from, honestly, was carbon. I think he made more on carbon than anything else that game, except for his off-world, which he got 2 launches off of. So it was probably worthwhile to build, the fact that he got 2 launches off of it. But it was mostly just carbon, and he was never making anything particularly valuable that game, especially because I think these guys went into electronics like super fast. There was no robot on this map. Electronics weren't worth that much. Carbon was worth all kinds of cash. Neither of them had carbon scrubbing. So it was just, bit of an unfortunate decision on that front. King Morgan just died immediately. He tried to go for standard upgrades and didn't defend himself, didn't have the glass to work with it. And so the guy who just had the large stockpile of money killed him because he was the easiest one to kill. It's that simple. Oh, and CubeSync apparently made a lot on power. I don't even know what I ended up doing on power. Apparently I sold a lot on power. So that's fine. That all worked out. And the other thing about, let's see, it was Bullfighter who went for just food, was he didn't even have to buy all that much power because food's power cost is just so low now. All right. That should wrap it up for looking at that one. We could take a glance at the black market. Bullfighter did almost none. CubeSync did 5. 110 did 6. Future Commerce did 10. King Morgan, nothing. And then I did 9. So, yeah. We did about as much black market as one of the scavenger players. That's fine by me. We weren't too aggressive with it that game, but I didn't see the need to most of the time. And I hit where and when I needed to. Mr. Cubes, public games, 6-man. Well, I got